We were gifted this pod swing, and let me tell you my honest review so far. First, I was able to read the instructions, super easy to follow, and then I was able to install the pod. It did take me a little bit because you did have to find a stud, drill into it, and then anchor the bolts into the stud. So I would say that this was a little complicated to do, but if you follow the instructions, it's super easy. I was able to find the stud and then anchor the bolts with the U-ring onto the ceiling. And then after I did that, I was able to blow up the balloon part of the inflatable piece that goes into the bottom. And this part was a little bit tricky because it did say to blow it up about 30%, and I blew it up a little bit larger than that, and it was kind of tough to put it into the sack area. But once I was able to get some of the air out of it, put it in there, and then zip it up, and then you can blow it up the rest of the way to an 80%. So that part was a little tricky because I didn't follow the instructions exactly. But once I got it in there, zipped it up, the pod looked great. And then they have the Optics lighting, the LED lighting. And so this was really cool because it had a compartment on the top to hold the wand part of it. That is also the on and off switch. It also came with a remote that's super handy. It has a lot of different color options. You can have it fade in and out. You can have it jump back and forth to different colors. So I really liked that. And then the Optic lights kind of fold around the pod, and then they tuck into these little stretchy parts on the bottom of the pod. So I really like that, and it gives a unique look to the pod. When my kids first saw this, they loved it. They immediately wanted to get in, and so I thought that was really great. And so both of my kids were able to get in. They both weigh about 50 pounds. I have an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old, and both of them were able to easily get in by themselves and cuddle up, snuggle up, and read a book. So I really recommend this pod. It was fairly easy to put up and install, and it just looks amazing overall. It's just so great for my kids to be able to have their own space, to have that sensory type atmosphere that they can kind of relax and have a fun, with the lights kind of glowing. And it's just going to be so great for my kids to curl up and read a book in and just kind of swing and sway back and forth. So I would highly recommend this pod for anyone that's looking for a pod for their kids to just read in, like a reading nook or anything like that. But this was fairly easy to install, and I would highly recommend.